We are here with the beautiful Heather Locklear, who I've known most of my life. We played mother and daughter when I was 7 and she was 21 in Firestarter. And you have this new project called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, the Kristine Carlson Story. And I would love for you to talk about this project and the history of the writer and his wife that you are playing, who becomes the hero of the story.
Right. Well, I think in the 90s, the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff came out, and it sold like 20 million copies. I don't know, a bunch of copies. And this Chris, who I play, and her husband, Richard, were very spiritual people, honestly on a different level. And they were such a unique couple together. And they would meditate every morning together in bed, have their coffee, and had two girls. And they had started writing books together, but she was doing the mom thing and he was doing his work. Anyway, so he passes away and suddenly Chris has to become him and her, a mother and a father, keeping the brand together, going through such a grieving process that she learned, like, this is the big stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. Let's live moment to moment and enjoy every moment, and that might help take care of the big stuff. But at least when the big stuff comes, you'll feel confident that you will get through it. And she's such like an angel, honestly, and she's just full of wisdom, full of spirituality. And there were so many synchronicities between the two of us and between her and her husband. And anyway, with her 2 daughters, the strength that she had to raise those 2, to keep it together, to keep the brand going, and she is still today. And so with her book, this book, it's such a journey through what she went through when she heard he passed, and until, you know, a couple years after of her life, and how she had to accept and move forward. You can either sit back and feel bad, or you have to move forward, and that will get you out. So she's just an amazing human being, and it's really the story of these 3 girls, woman, 2 girls, and how they stick together and get through this tragic thing that he was only 45 years old when he died.
And then she found like letters, she had all these love letters of his.
She, well, first when she came back, there was things in the house that he had written down, like, don't forget the dog medicine, don't forget this is what happens on Wednesday and Thursday. Like, he had known somehow that he was slowing down, I don't know. So she'd find them in books. But then he had written on her, on their 18th wedding anniversary, he gave her this, like, semi-book. And so she's looking at this, and he's like, if I had my life to live over again, I wouldn't change a thing. Chris, you are the love of my... It was almost like a goodbye. And he passed 3 years later. And so, you know, and this is also a book. It's 1 Hour to Live, 1 Hour to Love.
Yeah.
And so it's also incredible, you know, for anyone who's going through loss or divorce or a pet going or losing a job. It's pretty amazing.
I appreciate people who go out there and say, love, it's okay.
Right.
Live as if you have no fears, or there may not be a luxury of time.
Right.
These are profound things to me, and I parent that way too. I parent very lovingly.
You are so right. My daughter, I used to be afraid of saying goodbye and hugging people, and my girlfriend would say, why don't you hug me? So then I hug everyone. The guy who's taking out my groceries, they don't do that anymore, but I'd hug him. I'm saying, okay, I got to get over this, you know, shyness. And my daughter says, I love you when she hangs up to anyone. I love you when she leaves. She I think, you know, she's afraid that if she doesn't say that, you know, how guilty she would feel if something happened to anyone. But she taught me that. And so I love you, Drew, so much.
I love you too. I do. And I was so excited to see you today and reconnect. And speaking of reconnecting and love, may I ask you about reconnecting with your high school sweetheart?
No, I'm kidding. Of course you can. Yeah.
You met this man in high school, so I suppose he
Yes.
was a young man or a boy at that
He
point.
was 15.
First of all, when you guys were making out, could anyone tell you apart?
Are you kidding? No. Here's the thing. He's better looking. He's cuter than me. I'm like, ugh. And then I'm like, no, I don't think they knew.
I mean, you look like two halves that make the perfect whole here, or go to the
hilarious.
same hairstylist. It's just perfect.
I didn't realize he actually did his hair, but he obviously did his hair. He didn't say it didn't just go like that.
I mean,
He worked as hard on his hair as I worked on mine. Just saying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I love
just
it.
saying.
I love it. It's so meant to be. And then you reconnected years later.
40 years later. Is there a 40? It's older than you. 40 years later.
No, I'm 46. Having been a mother-daughter with you, I am so excited for this new film to come out. I think the whole subject is really going to speak to people, and I have loved cheering you on since I was 7. I will continue to do so for my entire life.
Vice versa.
Thank you for all the good, amazing things that you have brought into this world.
Thank you, and vice versa.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Heather's new movie, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, the Kristine Carlson Story, premieres tomorrow on Lifetime.